The GRG podcast, the place for all your gaming news, plus hot topics of the week. Also, remember to follow us on Twitter at KMega4.
Welcome to the GRG podcast. Oh, he cut it off. He cut that thing off. I was gonna catch him. I shouldn't have said nothing. I shouldn't have said nothing and let him show what he was showing in the background. That nasty bastard. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the GRG podcast is live. We're in full effect. We have another guest. Hey, it is the month of August. It's a lady a week, and that's what we're going to do. And right now, have a good treat for you guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't know out of her crew, who is the most sassy. I'm gonna have to ask her that. But welcome, Mel Boogie. It's been a while, man. You haven't been on GRG in a minute. Good to have you back on. Let everybody know where they can find you at, about the Grown Women Gaming. And please, yes, let us know out of you ladies, who is the most sassy. Oh, my bad. Let me hit that.
It's probably me.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, what's up? Thanks for having me. Glad to be here. Yeah, I'm on GWG Podcast, Grown Women Gaming. We come on YouTube on Saturdays. We also stream live to Twitter. You can find us at GWG_podcast on Twitter. And what else? We'll be live tomorrow, Saturday, so come take a listen. And who's the sassiest? I don't know if I would call us necessarily sassy. Who's the most direct? Probably me. Mm-hmm. Who is probably not going to take your shit is Lady.
Yeah.
Although I feel like all of us are pretty not going to take shit, but Lady's definitely not going to take your shit.
Right.
But yeah.
And Celeste has her moments, though.
Sharice is like, a reserved, I'm not going to take your shit. You know what I mean? Like, she may not tell you that she's not going to take your shit, but like next time you come to her, she's just not going to help you.
Oh, okay. So Delilah is more subdued, but then, like,
I think she's just more
nice
diplomatic.
Direct. Yeah, she's more.
Yeah, she's
nice
direct, but she's diplomatic. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, and if you want to, please put your information into the chat if you want to. But it's in the link in the description. So if you want to check that out, please share this out. Let people know that we are live tonight and we are doing a thing because I suck at promotion. Jesus Christ, I'm so lazy. But I did have an excuse. I just came from a podcast like 30 minutes ago. Well, I wouldn't say 30 minutes ago, about 45 minutes ago. Was on the gamer. I was in there with with Ashtray and his crew over there. So I hope you guys go and check out that podcast. You know what I'm saying? I was in there with some guests. I was in there with Bushido. I was in there with Umbra. And then of course, their time. They didn't have Red Panda there. She wasn't there. So that dropped the podcast scale of intellect, I would say, pretty dramatically, but no, I'm just playing. But anyway, it was fun. It was fun. It had some really good topics. And so tonight we're going to have some pretty solid topics. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try to keep it in that 2-hour range tonight. So let's go ahead and let's do it. Let's get it started. But I guess I got to introduce somebody that I know that you guys wasn't missing him but I guess we do have to introduce him, and that is Dark Optimus. It's our resident PlayStation expert. He is a PlayStation guy that will at least play some games. So therefore, we got to give him some kind of credit. What's going on with you, man? How was your vacation, brother? What's going on?
So peaceful.
What's up, man? It was fun. You know, I had a blast. I went up north. We went to Universal, then because I wanted to see the Super Mario or Nintendo Land, whatever they call it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because at the park they call it Super Nintendo Land, but it's literally just Mario. So I'm pretty sure that they're gonna expand on it if they start making more and more movies. But then I went up north and saw the redwoods and stuff like that and did all that stuff. Actually, I had more fun doing. I had more fun doing that than I had than going to Universal. Universal's fun and all, but it's just it's just a tourist spot. I'm not very much of a big crowd type of person, so going up to the redwoods was even way more fun for me than anything else. But yeah, man, I'm happy to be back. Ready to get into our topics tonight and everything.
Let's get it. Well, you need to put in some more enthusiasm, man. You still sound sleepy, man. I don't know what's going on.
This is 9 p.m. podcast, man. 9 p.m.
What's
going on? We got to go back to work.
This is the weekend. You guys, y'all ain't got to go to work tomorrow?
I do. I do have.
Oh, well, you do?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
He's in a different industry than us, remember?
Right. That is true.
Completely different industry than you do.
Yeah, right. Well, okay. Well, what I'm saying, like I said, we'll keep it light. But yeah, no, I mean, there's so many podcasts out now. I wouldn't even know where to move GRG. So we're just here. Anyway, let's keep it moving. The elder statement. The guy in the middle, what I'm saying? I don't know why this man don't put on no clothes. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was going to take his shirt off.
Dude, I got on clothes. It's hot outside. What are you
talking
talking about?
You ain't got no AC?
Huh?
You ain't got no damn AC?
I like it to be cool. I'm more comfortable up in northern temperatures. I'm down here in the south, man. So
I know. I mean, it's what degrees? It's 94 degrees at 8:17 out here. Yeah. That's all right. It ain't that hot for you to come out here with them little ass arms out. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, I got this hot ass headphone on my head.
You look like a licked Hershey bar on here, man. What's going on, man? Where just do your introductions. Where can they? I was gonna say, where can they find you at? They find you here. Anyway, what's going on with you, man? How you been?
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Just chilling, trying to get through life. Let's roll.
All right, and then last but not least, the man who refuses to show himself on camera after he showed us before we got on the show, before we started the show. This man right here, just keep showing that picture right there, because if you show people what you were showing us earlier, you might get me banned or blocked. Anyway, Viper, the venomous Viper.
There it goes.
Yes, man, go.
And he's got gloves on too. That's the creepy part.
I do have to say that Sir X-Man, Miss Patty is here waiting for you. We got to give you an enema real quick.
Because, my God.
We know that you're blocked up, okay? So
I'm not blocked
I would need for you to just come by, just relax. We'll make it easy for you.
Right.
Dark, I got a body bag waiting for you just right now.
Oh my God.
Actually, here's a bed right here for you to lay on. Okay. So we're ready for you. Okay, so just show up when you need to. I mean, you can come in today if you want, but we're ready for you.
You got a bigger bed for K Mega?
I'm never
coming. Here you go. Every time. I mean, I lost 5 more pounds here since last week, man. I keep getting slimmer and slimmer. And look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
I seen you with the weights, man, in that video, man.
I definitely can tell that your ham hocks are missing from your arms there.
Yes, and my man tits has gone down a lot dramatically too.
Have they?
I can bounce them too.
I don't know, man.
Oh man. Anyway, let's get to it, man. Y'all guys are messy. Anyway, oh man, Sir X-Men with the fat jokes as usual. I'm gonna probably hear fat jokes.
That's
for the
not
rest
a
of my life.
love, though, bro. That's not a love.
I'm not offended by it. It's all good. I just would take your lady if you had one. That's ain't no problem.
I weighed what you weighed over about a year ago. So
no, you ain't weighed how much I weighed back. No, I know a year ago. No. We're
I was 70 a year ago, bro.
Anyway, all right. Let's get to it, man. The very first topic, we're going to talk about Forza. This news kind of dropped earlier today. It's caused some controversy, as usual. I don't know, but anyway, let me go ahead and get to it. It said, Forza Motorsport will not have split screen, AI online races, and spectator mode at launch. Seen people suggest that they should delay the game. So what is your thoughts? Let's go to the lady, El Boogie.
Oh.
What's going on here? Obviously, it has to do something with the Series S, right? Should it be a situation where there's no parity that has to be included with the Series S going with the Series X? Or is it that big of a deal about the whole split screen situation? Because again, split screen in 2023, I don't look at it as being that big of a deal, but you might have a different opinion. I don't know. What's your thoughts about this whole information that just dropped today from about Forza Motorsport?
Yeah, so I feel like the split screen isn't as big of an L, but the AI for online races, I think is more of an issue because that was kind of like their big selling point the last couple of years has been those extra races that you can do with people that, essentially I could race with you, right? Can make it even though you weren't online, I could race with an AI version of you and whatnot. So if that's not going to be available at launch, I think that that's a pretty big item to be missing from, the game, before, at launch, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I don't know if it's necessarily that S is all to blame here. Because I think some of it is the constraints that the business is putting on the developers, right? Because somebody has crunched the numbers and has said that you're going to get X amount of weeks to make this game. And once that amount of time has passed, they start putting pressure on the developers and on the studios to deliver. And a lot of times they have to make those decisions. Okay, well, this is a showstopper or this isn't a showstopper. So we're going to take this out, remove this from the scope, and we're going to put the game out without that. And that's what we're seeing here. But I think that's more of the business saying, we need to get this out by this date to be able to hit some metric more so than anything else.
Okay. Now, all right. So the AI aspect, the AI is still there, present for the single player. It's the multiplayer. It's a feature within the multiplayer. Like for instance, let's just say somebody drops out, right? And then when they drop out, usually the AI character will come in and fulfill. That's not going to be in that particular. Yeah. So but I think, but the AI itself will still be within the game.
Okay. So you'll still be able to play through a career. Yeah. And be able to.
Yeah. You'll still do all that. All that will still be available. It's just with the online. I guess if you're, I forget how many players is 8 to 16 or something like that. So I guess if let's say 4 people drop, then you get it you drop it is 14 or whatever like that. And I think they said at launch, so that means that they'll probably implement it here later.
16.
It's 16. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
always has been for the last 3 Forza Motorsports.
Okay, all right. And so basically, the question I have for you is that is it a problem to release? I know the game has been out for forever. It hasn't been out for forever, but should it be delayed? People are asking for this game to be delayed for these 3 features. Do you feel that it should be delayed?
No.
It's a catch. Because it's a catch-22, right? Because on one hand, it's you can say you shouldn't be so upset, right? Because it's going to be on Game Pass and stuff like that.
Right.
And you'll be able to play it and they'll update it later and yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, it's here is another crutch, right? that is allowing less to be delivered as an end product. Because for most people, most of the young people who play games don't realize that like video games almost died in the 90s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like games were being put out and they weren't working properly and people were losing faith in video games. And it almost killed the industry. But then when they were able to start delivering games and putting in patches day one, which everyone always has gripe about day one patches, but the industry is alive because of day one patches. Like, this is just one more thing, right? So it's like, is this gonna be that time where, you know, every time the inflation happens, right, we go get that bag of chips and it's less full, right?
Right.
Yeah, like it might be the same price, but it's less full. Right. So it's like, is it gonna be one of those things? So that's what I think I get scared about, is like, is this gonna become the trend or the norm now that, you know, not only are we gonna have the day one patch, but things will be left out and we have to wait for things to be delivered later. Because for me, it's hard to go back after a game has been released. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, like, I was hoping that, like, for, like, let's say Redfall, like, I enjoy Redfall, but you could tell that there's a lot of issues there, and there's things that need to be resolved. There's just too many games out here right now.
Right.
You know what
it's
I'm saying?
Like, how do I go back to a game when I already have a new plate in front of me?
Right. It's just really crazy. So, all right,
that's why our backlog gets so large.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this is 2023 is a crazy year. It's been crazy beforehand, but this is just extra nutty this year.
Right.
I gotta agree. We still got games that we haven't played in 2019 that we haven't got.
Oh yeah, no, even go longer than that. But I mean, shit. That's why after I get off the show, I'm going to go, because I'm right at the end of Forspoken. Because if I don't beat Forspoken now.
Oh man, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I still haven't gone back. And I need to finish Star Wars. I mean, I've finished games this year, but those are two that I need to go back and finish.
Right. I don't know. How far are you into Forspoken right now?
I'm early. I'm pretty early.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not at the very beginning, but I'm pretty early. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no. What I was going to say was that now since I'm at the end, it's like, the game is running fantastic on PC.
Oh yeah,
now.
As you come and like, so everybody who played that demo, the demo was like horrible vertical slice, like just threw you into the game. I know I changed topics, but
no, you're fine.
Just threw you into the game, didn't give you explanation, just like, here, go play. And the way that game is set up is you progressively get these skills and get better. So it's like, you threw me into this cage match without giving me the tools. And so when I played the game, you know, fresh, when it was, you know, launched, it was so much better, so much more fluid. Like once I got going, like you were able to learn how to do your chains and things like that. And you could really make some cool moves happening, like some devastation. So the game is definitely a sleeper hit. You know, people just didn't give it a chance.
Right. And I mean, that's what I was trying to explain to people, is that, like, look, that game is one of those games. It's kind of like Persona 5. It takes a little while before it really gets cooking. But once it does, like, I've never seen a combat system so fluid. Each Tanza that you take out has at least 27 to 20 the 25 to 27 different skills within that Tanza, and there's 5 Tanzas. There's 5 Tanzas, which those are bosses, and you got 20. So that's a whole array of skills that you can use in, like you said, Cable Chain, stuff like that. And then the story finally picks up a lot further. It's not the best story in the world, but it really picks up. So it caught my interest enough for me to now I'm going to beat it. So after I get done with this, I'm going to talk about it. But anyway, let's go ahead and what was you going to say?
I was just saying, cool.
Oh, okay. All right. Dart, what is your thoughts about this whole situation with the split screen with Forza Motorsport? Do you feel like it should be delayed again? Well, this is the second delay. So it get delayed again? Or are these features just like, are people taking it, are being way overblown about like split screen and the whole spectator mode, or do you think that people have a legitimate gripe?
I don't think it should be delayed again. I don't see it being that big of an issue, to be honest. I mean, it. I mean, Halo Infinite had that same kind of thing. I mean, didn't it? I mean, it didn't have the split screen at the launch of the game, but people still played it. People still loved it. People still enjoyed playing what they played, and are still continuing to play it to this day. So I don't think there's an issue with Forza Motorsport coming out without the split screen. Um, I mean, they even said like it's not going to be there at launch, but it'll be there. So, I mean, you're just going to have to be patient and wait for a patch for them to patch that in. And if that's what you're, if that's like a deal breaker for you, then just wait for the game to get the split screen for you. I mean, that's just the day and age that we live in now, where the games are getting patched all the time. I mean, look at Diablo 4. Had to be patched because of this. Really wasn't the screw up of the gamers. It was a screw up of the developers who made the game that had issues of literally nerfing the powers of your character in Diablo 4. So it's just the day and age that we live in. There's I mean, how long have we been dealing with patches and dealing with updates to games? I mean, we've been dealing with it for the past 2-3 generations.
Since the OG
It's nothing.
Xbox.
It's nothing. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. So I don't understand why people make such a big deal out of it. I get that, of course, on the Sony side, people are gonna run with it because that's their whole bread and butter is to dog on Xbox. But I don't see this as an issue at all.
What's the issue? Is you got violence in your neighborhood?
Looks like
I'm
coming for you.
Them stands is talking to you, talking too sensible anyway.
Here we go again.
Oh man, look at, don't look back. We just in a bad neighborhood. We understand. We know how it is. I used to live in a bad neighborhood. I'm gated now. I got to keep the riffraff out. No,
actually, you know what the funny thing is that the neighborhood I live in isn't bad. It's right. Where they're going. That's what it is. The bad neighborhood is where they're going. It's like a constant thing. But yeah, man, I don't really see the issue with it at all. I think Forza Motorsport is going to be great for the fans who love that type of genre and love that game. So I don't think, especially you guys, I don't think you guys are going to have any issue playing it because you play on multiplayer. I mean, most of the people that are going to have an issue with it is probably people who love to play it with their significant other or for a friend or whatever that they liked having coming over and playing. But
who does that anymore?
Yeah, the crappy part is they're just becoming the minority. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's it's still crappy for them, but
right. It is. It definitely sucks for them. It definitely is something that I think they'll work it out. They'll get it fixed and they'll get it implemented on both consoles. Just don't delay the game. I mean, what's the point in delaying the game if there's a few features that aren't going to be in the game? And that's the thing. Like, if you look at GT 7 when that came out, that game was missing a ton of features that were in Gran Turismo since the beginning of Gran Turismo, and people still enjoyed it. People still played it. Yeah, was it bare bones? Did it not look as good as Forza? Yeah, absolutely. But people still, gravitated towards it and played it. And I just think that people just blow things out of proportion.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Now, see, Sir X Man, I'm going to go to you next on this one. But there was something that you was just saying, Sir X Man, that I'm going to say myself. And listen, people in the chat, please let me know if you feel, cook me if you think that I'm wrong on this. But who the hell? There's too many options in 2023 just to be trying to make this point. Like somebody said this to me today on Twitter X or X Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it now.
I call it Twitter still.
I still call it Twitter still, but that person said, "Well, it's about spending time with your family and playing the games together, bro." In 2023, there is more options. If you don't have a bunch of televisions in your house to where you can game share. Okay, you got cell phones, or you got
how
a
many
PC
people nowadays
or laptops.
How many people nowadays have multiple consoles, multiple TVs, multiple laptops, multiple phones, multiple?
Got a PC
people
and
have
console.
things.
Yes. Yeah. So like, I mean, I get it. Like, just for that just split second moment of where somebody wants to come and do split screen, but really, in all honesty, people would rather prefer to have their own screen to watch their gameplay to have their experience instead of share it with somebody. I don't know.
Back in the day, I hated split screen, especially like when you're playing Halo and you're trying to be competitive. Back when they had, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the landlines. Like the landline parties that we used to have back in the day, it was fantastic. It was so much fun. It really was. But now being able to have your own screen and still get together with your friends online is still, just as good, if not even better, because you just, you're sitting there, talking shit to each other still. You're still doing the same things. You're just not next to each other. That's all it is.
And I think they just opened up the list, right, for TVs. Like they added LG models and something else, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. So X, man, your thoughts on this, man? I mean, is it this big of a deal? Like, I mean, I understand that it for a certain group out there, like El Boogie said, like, a small group of people out there, they care about it immensely. But is it like some people are making this like a deal breaker? Are you on that same boat, or do you think differently?
No, I'm not in the same boat. But back in the day, when Psygnosis made F1 for PlayStation 1, I got a link cable, and me and my buddy played on 2 TVs split. We wanted the full screen experience. We played Assault Rigs, and we would go at it in Assault Rigs, with the link cable. So I never really liked split screen. I never really done it, but Forza, I played every Forza, ever made. So the original Forza Motorsport, it did have split screen, but that's only because Project Gotham had split screen on it. Every Project Gotham had split screen. But when Forza went to the next generation on the 360, I don't know why these people saying they needed split screen. They never had split screen after the original Forza Motorsport. Never. Only the original had it. Because they were new doing online and stuff like that. And Halo had split screen. The original Halo 2 had split screen with the online, so you could go in online matches. That's a different story. But with racing games, you couldn't do online with split screen. You couldn't do it. So they cut that out when they moved on to the next generations. Do you see that in Forza Horizon games? No. You've never seen that in a Forza game after the first generation. So I do not know where these people are getting at crying about split screen in Forza. If you don't have internet, what are you buying it for? What are you getting it for? The game is going to be always online because it has to track leaderboards. It has to track stats. There are some things you're going to get because you're online. Why do you need split screen? And with these big high definition TVs, why do you need to shrink it to make it less graphics that you're paid for with the game and these consoles? Somebody tell me why this makes sense. You don't cry about Sony not having split screen. You say, oh, we got VR now. Could you imagine 2 VR headsets and split screen? No.
Yeah, that
So,
would be weird.
That would be very
tell me
weird.
about it, right? You know, I can see if it's a shooter and you got VR or something like that on one console and it works out that way. That's fine, but not in a racing game. A racing game, you need one-to-one with the road. You need to, see all your environment. When they used to do split screen back in the day, you couldn't get your marks right, or there was lag in the controller, or there was lag on the screen that would throw you off. You know, in this day and age, you don't need split screen. I just don't understand. Would you like them to put Horizon Zero Dark in split screen? You know, make it multiplayer and split screen. When they did Uncharted co-op, right? It wasn't split screen. It was two people on the screen in co-op. There was
But
no
Sir
split
X,
screen.
man, I don't
Stop
have
it!
internet.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Sir X-Man's in his bag right now. Listen to
So-
him, ladies and gentlemen.
So,
Is he gonna?
No,
keep
but there
his
are like a
PS5?
ton of people that still don't have adequate internet.
but they'll pretty much just download it. They won't be able to do the multiplayer. But
Well,
the
then they could-
multiplayer actually
use
does
xCloud,
make it better for
right?
them.
No,
Yeah, but-
because you don't have adequate
Yeah, if you
internet.
don't have
for that.
internet, you can't do anything, really.
Well,
Now
Except
you
true.
can
for-
do it. You can do it on Nintendo if you dock it.
No.
If you
Yeah.
dock it, yeah, you can do it on Nintendo if you dock a game.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing with Forza, like you said, Sir X-Man. If you want to play that game, you're gonna want to have to be online because of the leaderboards, all that stuff. So it's
Yeah,
like
You gotta
it's
be.
like, what would be the point if you not gonna be online? You know, if you're not gonna be online, unless you're like die hard, just want to play the single player aspect of the Forza, which I don't know if Forza this one is gonna have that.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a game.
It's only
all the
online,
time.
like kind
I
of
think so. Yeah.
like Diablo.
I'm sure they'll have an offline
makes
mode
no
for the
sense. They'll have
single
an-
player. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have an offline mode
Right.
probably. I know Turn 10 they do stuff like that, but then you're gonna be like, when you finally do invest in online, your stats are not gonna count. You won't be able to have driver tires going against your friends. You know, well, if you don't have online, you don't
Yeah,
have
that's
any
fine.
friends anyway. So it's like you can't win for losing with these people. They're always gonna find one little thing.
Yeah.
And the only game that Turn 10 helped develop that did have split screen with bizarre creations was not Midnight Club. My favorite game, Project Gotham Racing. And you haven't seen that in forever. And Midnight Club LA, do we have split screen? Any other Midnight Club, do we have split screen? No. Burnout has split screen, but that
Yeah,
was
Burnout
back
has-
in the old generation. You know, games don't run like that anymore.
I mean,
They
majority of
want you to be
games
more
now.
immersive.
I mean, majority of pretty much almost every game now doesn't have split screen. So it's like it's so weird that people are clamoring.
You
for
can
that
barely
right
get
now.
these games to have co-op now, and you're crying about split screen?
Yeah.
Very
Let's
so.
be real.
Listen, this is the thing that I'm talking about that just kind of just gets taken way out of context, and then we go to Viper and get his thoughts. Is right here from Abacab72. Forward to the latest Xbox games to release broken and complete. Kind of worried about Starfield now. Really?
How does that even correlate at all?
Yeah,
Like,
I
that
mean,
doesn't
and
correlate
I'll let
at
you
all.
know right now.
No,
If you
I'm not
think
finished. I
Starfield is
have
not
to
going to
say
have bugs,
Yeah, it's
be
Bethesda.
prepared to be disappointed.
I mean,
Barbara,
they
we-
call them Bugthesda for a reason, right?
Well,
Like,
I have to say this.
Every
I have never
game has a
seen
bug.
exactly. Every game
I
has
have
bugs.
never, ever seen a
Or
bug
something's
in
missing.
a Forza. Ever seen a bug? I'm not talking about Horizon. I'm talking about Motorsport. I have never seen a bug in a motorsports game. That's going all the way back to the OG. The only problems they might have had are some server problems, you know, trying to get everything adjusted with people. But
Mhm.
other than that, the game in general never had a bug.
That's a good point.
Every-
I play damn near every Forza game from Forza 4 all the way down. And I can, I don't recall having any type of issues with Forza in that situation. But saying, but this thing coming and saying incomplete, broken, that's that over the top, just. I don't know. Maybe that might be just one of those shock and maybe want to have a clout moment to. I don't know, Abacab. That I don't know where you got that. But please explain in the chat why you even put that in that context. Like that's really crazy. Viper,
run on my PlayStation part real quick. Let me. No. Those people. No. Hold on. He go forever. So you know.
Yeah, you going forever.
Let me just.
Yeah, you go on forever.
If you people don't think Spider-Man's not going to come out with some type of bug, because the last Spider-Man also had a few little issues too.
Yeah.
Then
it had more than a few little issues.
It
did. But it was the darling, so we didn't talk about it.
It didn't mess up anything. I enjoyed playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, I had issues. I mean, it crashed on me a couple times. So but I still enjoyed the game.
Right.
It's a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I enjoy the hell out of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man be getting all the passes. That's all I gotta say. Okay, Spider-Man is the quarterback of the high school team that don't know how to do math, but because his ass shows up,
I'm Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
All right, come on now. All right, Viper, it's your turn now. What is your initial thoughts about this and what everybody else has been saying and what people in the chat is saying now? Because I'm trying to understand, like, what I'm saying, much love to Abacab on that one, but I just think that's way too far of a stretch. I really don't. And there are people that's been online that's been saying that same type of, has been giving that same type of sentiment, just basically just like, broken this, broken that, and now I'm worried about this. It always seems like that doom and gloom shit has always got to hover over Xbox. Every day, man. Yeah, every day. What's your thoughts, Viper?
So I can tell Sir X-Man that he's wrong. There were bugs in Forza Motorsport.
Okay.
You gotta go.
I will come up to Chicago and smack you. Don't be dissing my Forza.
Listen what I say. If you go to the driver experience where you're just seeing the windshield, there will be bugs that will hit the windshield, okay? All you got to do is turn the wiper on, okay?
Oh, man.
So those were bugs.
Say that, Viper. That's too realistic. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear about the realism of Forza, man. You can't do that.
But anyway, so in terms of the split screen, honestly, I loved split screen when I was younger, and I understand why they're not doing it anymore. It's because now everything is online. Most people don't want to be around each other. First of all, I can't stand people in the first place. So
it's like you're around dead bodies, right? Yeah.
If another person is right next to me and want to start messing with my screen and screen watching while I'm doing something, I'm going to smack you in the face. So it's best that you stay on your screen and I stay on my screen, all right? So I can see why split screen is not going to be there. First of all, why in the hell would you want split screen on a damn racer? Please explain that to me.
Because of arcades, and that's just how games evolved.
Right.
Okay, see, in the arcade, you didn't have split screen. You had two vehicles right next to each other, and you would race each other right next to each other. So
I can still look at your screen. I can still look at your screen though.
But it ain't split screen. It's two separate screens right next to each other.
I'm just saying, that's the adaptation, right? Like that's the adaptation, right? So I don't know. I'm just saying that's probably why we're seeing it start to move out, right? Because this is just the evolution of games. So we'll probably not see it as much anymore.
Honestly, the evolution is this. They want everything online. They don't want people to have that interaction with each other anymore face to face. So that's why
they don't want this? Like you're saying, they purposely don't want people to interact with each other?
they want them to interact online so they can charge them. If you're sitting right next to the other person, they can't charge you. So thus, that's why everything is now moving to the online so that they can charge you. You get 2 copies of the game, 2 systems, you get extra TVs, all of that stuff. It's basically a way for the companies to charge you. So that's why they've eliminated split screen. I don't know why everybody is so up in arms about split screen after it being gone for so long. Now, the only thing that I do enjoy is games like A Way Out or It Takes Two, where you're working together for a common goal. Now, in terms of like Diablo 3, I still don't see a reason for that having split screen either, because don't you want to see the whole thing with not Diablo 3, I'm sorry, Baldur's Gate 3. Don't you want to see the whole screen instead of you having to, have another person with you, doing that? I mean, I
That
think
new Sonic game will be perfect for a split screen. That's fine. Well, it's not split screen. You're all on one TV. Games like that are fine. But split screen, like you said, Viper, it doesn't make no sense in this day and age.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense. So the people being up in arms about it, oh, we're missing this feature. You've been missing it for years upon years. Ever since online started, you've been missing that feature. So, take the sand out of your vaginas and just go somewhere else.
There's a lady present. Be nice. Be nice. There's a lady present.
I said the medical term.
No, because I find it hilarious because most men that I see, they tend to have their, feelings. So,
Mm-hmm. So
might want to change that to penises. Okay.
Are you trying to say there are some men out there that act like the V?
Yes.
It's not that they act like the V, it's that they're like what they would call us, right? Emotionally unstable.
Yes.
So
that's it.
Yeah,
yes.
they're all up in their feels about stuff.
Right.
Okay, so all right, let me go ahead and read what Abacab had to say in response. He said with Forza saying they're not having features at launch, Halo Infinite, Redfall both had an announcement like this, and Baldur's Gate 3 not being able to do split screen. Now, take that and then also bring up the other games that Xbox has, which you talk about High Five Rush, you talk about Grounded, you talk about Minecraft, you talk about other games that's been released on Xbox, and they don't have any problems whatsoever. And listen, if split screen was that big of a deal, then we would still have split screen today. It would have never went away.
Yeah.
Gamers would have already demanded that shit to be coming back immediately if it was that big of a deal. I mean, we have to think logically right here. Like, I mean, I agree with Viper to the point of where he's saying that, it's a money thing, right? Like, I mean, people, but it's also demand. If people want something that bad, they would go ahead and they would scream to the heavens that they got to keep it. And another thing too that you got to also implement into this is that gamers ask for all these things, right? Ray tracing, cars and tracks and environments, and then they want all the bells and whistles. And I want this to be 60 to 120 frames. I want all that, but I want you to also cram that. Take extra development time and cram that and put that in a split screen so I can play it with a friend or a family member that comes over once a year. and then I want you to charge, and I want you to charge $60, or I want you to charge 50 or 60 or less. Right. Come on, it ain't happening like that. What do you mean? Listen, it just ain't.
No,
like
they
that.
want it on Game Pass.
No, that's right. For $1 for all 30 days. For 30 days, not 14.
That's the thing
about 30 days for $1. Go ahead.
That's the thing about that, right, K-Mega?
Mm-hmm.
Is that people want all these things, right? But then don't realize that there has to be sacrifices in order to gain all those.
Right. Yeah.
It's just like
when I have friends come over. And they already know I play racing games, all of them on PC. So when I played Forza 7, I tell them, no, don't go to the console. Go to the racing wheel with the steering wheel, shifter, and clutch, and pedals. And they be like, and it's on 3 screens. So they're like, oh, wow. This is so much better than playing on the console. But try to do split screen on a PC. How you going to do that? And then think about going to this day and age, going to a console, putting in 2 controllers, and one looking up way up high on a big ass 70-inch TV, and then one guy looking down low. That ain't gonna work in this day and age. You can't do that.
Off, why is it always the Xbox games that people have a problem not having split screen?
Talk about it.
I'm gonna start to think you're not a PlayStation person.
Oh no, he is. He is.
No, we're tilting.
No, I am, but
I'm joking, but
I don't.
I'm joking.
It's right here.
He's got it right.
You're making too much sense.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I got the contract. I got the Xbox contract.
Oh, you got the contract.
That's a big ass contract.
Yeah.
I'm not signing every page of that. I'm only signing one page of that.
That's only one page. Only one page. Just the fine print. Don't worry about everything else in here. Just the fine print, brother. Go ahead.
Half of these grew up. Half of these people that are complaining about split screen did not grow up in the time where we had Need for Speed with split screen. We had the old midnight clubs and the old burnouts with split screen. We had SSX with split screen. These people didn't grow up in that damn generation. So I don't understand why they're crying about it. We were happy. We were happy when we got out of split screen and went to one screen and got to talk to people like our friends online. Because they followed us to online because they enjoyed it better instead of, hey, what you doing over there? Hey, get out my lane.
Yeah.
You can just yell at them in the mic.
Quit screen peeking.
Out my lane.
Watch my screen. Yes. Anyway, Dark. What was the thing that you wanted to say before we move on to the next topic, please?
Oh, that was just the
before
whole,
Sir X-Man kept being rude and interrupting you. You know what I'm saying? So you might be glad Ham Solo ain't here because Ham Solo be checking your old ass right now, sucker.
Be checking him too. Don't even try that.
No,
don't even go there. You even be checking out. I seen it.
When it was. See, he keeps going. You see that? You get him riled up, K-Megan. That's the problem. That's the problem. You get him riled up, and he starts going.
He started cooking. He was doing really well, and then his old ass started overcooking the food. Then he just burns the whole damn house down because he just.
I'm the oldest tailor in this room.
The only thing I wanted to say was the whole them people making it a big thing about Xbox games and not PlayStation games. Because you never had anybody complaining about it. On that.
Well, that's what I was going to answer, is the fact that the reason why it's always Xbox is because Microsoft's the big bad company. That's what it is. It's never about Sony, the crazy Japanese conglomerate. It's always Microsoft, the big bad American company. That's what it is.
Even though Sony's pretty much an American company by this point, if we really look at it. I mean,
not really.
It's still run by Japan, but no, I mean the PlayStation 5 is run by the American side
division.
Of
it's run by the American division. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
that's why Japan said, "No, we pass. Go straight through."
Well, they didn't want to get infringed. They didn't want to get looked deeply into that trade, breaking the trade laws that they have with the United States, because that's what. Right. Yeah, so that's why they were like, "Oh no,
money."
Yeah. Anyway. All right, let's get to this next topic, man. Now this is. I know this was a long topic. This is one of my long topics that ever, but there was just so much to just bring up here about what's going on with PlayStation, right? Like I don't know, man. Okay. The question is, what's going on with PlayStation? They announced that they sold 40 million consoles, but their stock fell. Also slated that they didn't meet expectations with console sales in the first quarter. will stop disclosing PSN numbers. PSVR 2 isn't selling. PlayStation 5 running hot USBs at Evo. You know what I'm saying? USBs are melting. And their first party is getting delayed. What? Listen, I get it. PlayStation fan. I get it. I get it. PlayStation. Hey. Sir X-Man. Chill. I get that. I get that. You know that the 40 million, the 2-to-1 aspect. But man, what's going on here? Like, I got to go to you on this one first, Dark. Like, why the hell is that I'm looking through Twitter, I'm looking through X, I'm even checked up a couple of PlayStation podcasts, and again, it's more about Xbox and what they're not doing. The Series S is an abomination. The sales numbers 2-to-1 and all of this and that, but the stock it's Sony is better. PlayStation is in a better state than it's ever been. What about the delays? All of that. Can you tell me why all these things are hitting at once? On top of the fact that Final Fantasy 16, the situation that happened with Square Enix, and Sony offered this deal to Square Enix, they bit, and Final Fantasy 16 looks like it's going to be the worst Final Fantasy game to sell out of the modern era, less than all the rest of its predecessors that came out since in 2 generations. What the hell is going on with PlayStation at this point?
I mean, there's many factors.
Okay.
There really is. There's a lot of factors. I mean, there's them not I think having too high of an expectation for the PS5. I think a lot of people moved over from the PS4 to the Xbox because of being able to have Game Pass and things like that. I mean, majority of the people that I talk to who are mostly like a casual type of gamer, they have an Xbox Series S. They had a PS4 and then they switched over to a Xbox Series S. Which makes sense because they want to be able to play games, but they don't want to spend $70. I mean, people are saying, well, $70 is not a big deal. Clearly, it's becoming a big deal because of the fact that you look at the sales numbers of Final Fantasy 16. You see the sales numbers of Forspoken, which, I mean, it's understandable because Forspoken got bad Metacritic views, even though it's actually not that bad of a game. You look at games like Horizon Forbidden West. You look at Ratchet and Clank. You look at Returnal. All these games came out at $70, and people are just like, "I'll wait for a sale." I'll wait until that game goes on sale, or I'll just Xbox has Game Pass, I'll go over there. And there's that factor, but then there's also, I think, the communication factor, right? PlayStation isn't really communicating with its customers like Xbox does, right? Like Xbox is constantly always communicating with its customers, letting everybody know what they're doing at any given time, letting people, be more interactive with the, like, I mean, shoot, I see Phil Spencer on Twitter more than anybody in my entire life. Like, I see him on Twitter all the time, and it's what's crazy is that none of the people that are at PlayStation are coming out and being like, hey, we got this game coming out, we got this game coming down the pipeline, we got this, we got that. They're just kind of like, keep it quiet, let's just not rock the boat kind of thing. And it's like, I think people are starting to be like, you guys need to start rocking the boat a little bit because this isn't making any sense, especially since right now, all we know of that's coming out for 2023 is Spider-Man, right? So Spider-Man 2 is the only game that's coming out from their first party lineup. Next year, we have no idea what's coming out. And I think people are like, what's the point in having a PlayStation if I don't know what's coming out next year? You know, and you know, there's just so much stuff. You know, it's like I see others ink in the
Yeah,
chat saying who paid for all this. People paid. Trust me, dude. People paid for these games. They did. There are people who paid $70 for Godfall. There's people that paid $70 for Returnal. You know, I paid $70 for Returnal. I wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't.
Returnal's a really good game, though, but I didn't pay $70 for it on PC.
No, it's a good game. It's a good game. I just don't. It's not my type of game. You know, it's a rogue like type of game, and I don't like those kind of, you know, experiences. So, you know, I like the shooting aspect of it. Yeah, the shooting, you know, feels really good, but the game itself is just not my cup of tea. And you know, it's just what's crazy is that I think even the Xbox sales are what, like 35 million or something like that. So it's like the they're kind of like neck and neck. You know, they're not really like PlayStation isn't like really garnering these people that really want to play on their console because they're not showing anything. They're not giving people anything to be like excited about for 2024. I mean, you can speculate what's coming out next year, but we have no clue as to what's coming. But then also analysts have come out and said, I mean, there's been multiple analysts. It's not just Michael Pachter, which we can all say that he has been wrong in the past before.
Right. Yeah.
But there are other analysts that are coming out and saying that in the next 10 years, Sony may not even be. That should scare people in terms of, especially if you're a PlayStation fan, you should be scared because of that. If that is the case, and multiple analysts are coming out and saying this, then, you know.
Sorry to jump in, but like everybody should be scared.
No, go ahead.
Everybody should be scared. Like if you're a gamer, period, you should be scared because like that's going to be a ripple effect. Like if Sony was to shut down, like, so that means Xbox is the only player besides Nintendo. Nintendo's in its own swim lane. And what drives Microsoft to innovate now? Because Microsoft does all the shit that it does to compete.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I do not think if Sony would lose it, Sony would sell PlayStation before PlayStation would just go away.
They would sell it off to somebody.
Apple, Google, you know, Tencent, somebody. It probably
won't be Apple because Apple doesn't want to get.
Well, Apple's going to buy Disney, so yeah, that's what's going to
happen. Apple's in another realm. But yeah, like Boogie said, she said that, you know, Nintendo's in a league of its own. So, you know, who's going to be there when PlayStation's gone, or if PlayStation gets sold to somebody, because we don't know what that other company's going to do with PlayStation if they you know, buy it. They could just keep it just for the name alone.
Right.
You know, we don't know.
Right.
We have no idea. So it's just it is definitely something we should be worried about as gamers, and something that I think hopefully PlayStation will figure something out to garner more people to come and play and motivate people to actually, you know, get their console and get their subscription service.
Man, they got 4 stars. That's the roadmap, man. What are you talking about?
Their subscription. But that's the thing, like with their subscription services, I'm finally seeing more and more games coming to extra and premium, but not enough, right? Mm-hmm. Like every couple months, they might be like, oh yeah, we're going to put Sea of Stars day 1 on extra, and it's like, okay, but what about all these other games? You know, it doesn't have to be the first party games, not necessarily. It could be third party stuff that could come to PlayStation Extra and PlayStation Premium. But that's,
can I ask you this too?
The money to do it.
Do you think that Sony could be also waiting to play their cards to see how the deal shakes out with because I feel like there's a lot of holding right going on with a lot of companies, the bigger names, right? Like smaller companies are still business as usual, right? But it seems like bigger companies are all on the edge of their seat waiting to see what happens before they make any more announcements, plans. Like I don't even think we're going to really see too much at Gamescom. Like what we saw at E3 is probably what we're going to see at Gamescom. Maybe one additional announcement from Xbox. Maybe.
I think there'll be more.
Since they've had
temper your expectations.
They've had the PlayStation Plus stuff for what, almost 2 years now. Why don't they have EA access on their service?
They do. They have EA access now.
Yeah, they have EA access, but they don't have it included with their.
Oh yeah, okay, I got what you're saying.
It could be worked into the deal that Microsoft has with them that they can't have another, subscription service wrapped into their service.
I don't think Microsoft would do that. Microsoft and EA have always.
After the hearing, I wouldn't put anything past Microsoft, man. After Matt.
Oh yeah, nobody makes a game like
Phil, man, they ain't playing no games. They ain't playing no damn games,
right.
man.
I don't think that they do that necessarily with like games per se, but something like that I could see, especially with Game Pass, with it being so new, right? Like, we don't want you doing this with anybody else.
But they could have done it before all this stuff was said.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was in place.
But you also remember that Sony was all like, "We don't want EA access. Nobody wants that."
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Sony's arrogant. I would blame it more on Sony's arrogance more than anything.
Yeah, that's what it really comes down to. They're so arrogant that they think that they're gonna continuously compete against Xbox. Yes, they are competing against Xbox right now, and they are winning at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, K-Mega, the shift can happen at any moment. So,
but like you were saying, Dark, but because of EA access on the Xbox in the beginning, before there was Game Pass, EA access was the beginner of Game Pass, and it showed that it could work with Microsoft. So if Sony had EA access and not refused to have it on their console back then, they would have figured it out too and went in that innovation route. But because they were stubborn about it, that's where they're sitting at now, why they don't have it. And Game Pass has kicked everything off to a whole new level. It's because of EA
especially this generation. Like last generation, it kind of started out, but this generation, it really kicked it into high gear because of the fact that it was like, okay, Xbox Series X and S is coming out. We're promoting Game Pass completely. Like they don't even really promote their consoles anymore. They just promote Game Pass.
Yeah, because that's the service is where the money is, right?
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, if they were to announce the deal is done Monday, Sony is going to start to announce all their shit that they have. All the services that they have coming, all the cloud shit that they have coming. Because now that they've already been told, make your shit better, obviously that's the play here, make your shit better. That's what's going to happen. Like because it's going to be, yay, Xbox One, and then it's going to get foreshadowed completely by like all the announcements by Sony. I guarantee it. Mark my words.
But
first party in there, Boogie. Do you think that Sony will still throw first party games in there?
No. See,
I think they're going to have to.
They're going to have to.
I think they're going to have to. I think they're going to have to. I think they're going to have to do PC day and date too.
See, you're right. Like, see, that's
at some point, definitely.
Yeah, they have to. If they don't, they're going to get. This is where I said Xbox can win the mind share without outselling Sony with consoles. It's not about the console market with Xbox anymore. It's about what El Boogie said. It's Game Pass.
Well, with gaming in general, it's not about the console.
No,
anymore. It's not
mobile.
about selling consoles.
Mobile
It's about
rules
selling
gaming.
the games.
Yeah,
It's
Right.
about creating the games
that's
to everybody.
that's the reality. Viper, I know you've been pretty quiet, brother. What's your thoughts about this? About everything that's going on with PlayStation right now? I know, and right now the only thing that PlayStation gamers can really brag about is an upcoming game that doesn't come out until the end of October. And then another game that we'll talk about that's a multiplayer here, which is the next to last topic. And then and console sales like that. I don't look at that as a winning recipe. What about you? Do you?
So I'm going to burst everybody's bubbles. PlayStation, even the PlayStation only fans out there.
Mm-hmm.
The fact is that Sony is lying to you when they said they sold 40 million consoles.
There you go. The mess is now getting started. Damn. Here you go.
Listen up carefully. Anytime Sony claims that they sold a certain amount of consoles, it's what they shipped. They didn't sell those consoles because it's the retailer that sells those consoles. They may have shipped those consoles to the retailer, and yes, the retailer may have bought those consoles, but are they getting into the hands of the consumers?
That's the
It's
truth.
the retailers that has to give you the numbers, and what Sony is giving you is what they've shipped. So don't believe the lie that Sony keeps on saying, well, we sold 40 million consoles, because your stocks say something different.
Yeah, and that's because it's not really a lie. It's like a business tactic to show the preferred number instead of showing the active users, because that's what they don't show, right? They don't show active users on the platform.
Wow.
Right.
That's
And
where
that's
why
scalpers.
everybody's falling for it. Because the fact is,
go ahead.
the active users is what tells you how many consoles you've sold. It tells you how many people are using your platform, how many people are actively engaging with your product. So if you're going to say that you sold this, you better make sure that your active users equal the same amount of what you sold.
But does that ever, like, I don't know. I guess my question would be, does that ever happen in the console market? Because even for Xbox, it's not a 1-for-1. Every person that has an Xbox isn't turning it on every day.
Think about it like this. If you know about Xbox, they said they're stopped telling you about how many units sold. They're telling you about monthly active users, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thus, Microsoft has already realized that it's not about the sale of the console itself. It's about who's going to be on your subscription service. Thus, they have their platform, which is Xbox, and Xbox can be on PC, it can be on your phone, it can be on your tablet,
and your television now,
and your console. Exactly. And thus, Game Pass. So when you have monthly active users, you know who is on your platform.
Right. So I guess the gist of it would be, maybe we'll start to see them, Sony, showing those users when they have a subscription service that's worthwhile.
I doubt it, because they already disclosed that they're not going to tell their PSN numbers anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
and companies tend to do that when
it's not well, right? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like when it's worthwhile, right? Like when it does well, then they're gonna be like, "Oh, look at our numbers," because then they want to tell shareholders, invest in us.
I can prove to you why Viper is telling the truth on that. The minute you log a console on just to set it up and get an update for your console, Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo know when there's an active console in use now.
Yeah.
They just know. So think about the Skype, the what do you call them? The scalper situation. That's where a lot of those PS5s are sitting. And Sony might count that as a sale, but they can't count it as active They can't count it as an active user though, because there's still PS5 from scalpers in the wild, and now they're trying to undercut it now because now they can't, sell it like that no more. And I'm being honest, a lot of real people say, you know what? I would rather just get a full warranty with my system and buy it outright the right way now. So now these scalpers are kind of sitting with stockpiles of PS5. But because of what you guys said about it being a console sale they just see the console sale, but they don't see the users. That's why they took away the active user part, because I know they're still out in the wild, not being used, sitting in somebody's garage or warehouse. So they just went by the console sale. They didn't go by the active users. Microsoft cares about the active users, because as soon as you get that ping from Xbox and that setup, they know right then and there. Okay. Like they know I got 3 to 4 consoles.
Let me go ahead.
When I pull up my stuff from Microsoft just to see my devices and stuff like that, on the PC, it tells me how many consoles I've had with Xbox. It tells you that when you go to Microsoft Store on PC. You can pull that up.
It does that. It does that on PlayStation too, but they it does that same thing on their website as well.
Mm-hmm. Also, Sir X-Man, we don't know where you are either
to find it, but it's there.
Oh, my bad, bro. Sorry about that, man.
We don't see it. Yeah. What do
you miss me? You miss me. You know you miss me.
I mean, if you ain't gonna have a screen, then just might as well cut it off, sucker. Anyway, but no. Let me read the super chat from Rain G4. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? The super chats work, folks. He said, I think Xbox will be behind a folding chairs next. Let's go. Alabama boat ride, boy. So Xbox is going to be security. Let's go. Hey, damn it. That's what I forgot to do. I was going to line up my folding chairs. I got 3 of them right there. I was going to line them up behind me. Damn it. I forgot it. So just in case if Dark wanted to act up, you know what I'm saying? I was going to throw my hat, call the Wolves, call the team. So
the crazy thing is that you told me I can't buy any folding chairs. So
you
I don't
can't. You're not allowed to
buy folding chairs.
Oh well, that's true. That's true.
Nah, he's in California. They got
Sarah Bond can though. Sarah Bond can.
Sarah Bond can.
Yeah. She can get the folding chairs. Anyway, all right. Sarah Bond. Now Sony can't buy no chairs.
That's true.
Sony can't buy much of nothing right now. I told you this situation.
Anyway, let's stop.
They can't even get a folding chair from Walmart.
They can't even buy a candy bar at the dollar store.
Stop it. Stop being disrespectful. Just stop doing it.
I see Dark is on my side now. Sony on welfare.
No, he's over here just joking. When Sony buys Take-Two, I want you guys to hold that energy. Anyway,
if they buy Take-Two, that would be surprising.
That would be
honestly
massive. That would be nasty.
And what would be funny about that is that the contract would probably be where they could still make multi-plat games.
Right. Except for Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto would be the cash cow for sure.
They do not have $44 billion
because
to buy Take-Two.
Because Sony would be the one to buy them. It wouldn't be PlayStation.
Right. So that'd be a massive investment.
I thought Sony lived on PlayStation. People need to make up their mind.
They kind of do, but they still have their like Sony Pictures and things like that. They've sold off a lot of things, yes, but they still have, some stuff that comes in as revenue and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Columbia Pictures is still owned by them and everything.
Miss K says in the chat, she says, I Googled it. It says shipped 3.3 million units shipped in the 3 months ending in June 30th. So I guess Viper, you getting your flowers right there. Go ahead, continue, please, because I know that you wasn't done. What else did you want to continue to say about this whole situation? Because I mean, we're just talking about like just one aspect of what's going on with Sony. I mean, there's other stuff that's going on. Stuff with, like I said, the stuff with Evo. Their stock prices going down. People are not buying the games. PlayStation VR 2, like that, nobody's talking. Listen, Christopher Hart, bless his heart, he's the only one that's holding the line for the PSVR 2. Everybody else is let it go to the pasture. They took it to the tree.
No, I've seen more than just him.
Come on, man. Who else?
I've seen people like, Jay Bari, Persona, J Dubs. I mean, all these guys. The freaking BG still plays VR. So
and their influence is not saving it. But their influence is not saving it.
I know their influence is saving it, but there's more than just Christopher Hart that's playing.
That's all I've seen. I don't know. I guess so, but whatever. But yeah, okay. So that's great, but it's not saving them because people aren't buying it. I mean, again, it goes to Sony's premium products, and then therefore they keep asking for more money, and the outcomes.
Is that why they dropped the price of the PS5, K-Mega? Is that why they dropped the price?
Right, and also that's another thing too. In the UK, the PlayStation 5s aren't selling like it's not meeting expectations there either. What's going on?
They haven't financed. I realize they haven't financial.
That's right. It is your turn. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Viper. Go ahead, Viper.
Yeah, mute your mics, people. Thank you very much.
That means you, sir, X-Man.
Yes, old man. Because I'm gonna give you that enema. Anyway, so basically we got we have the fact that the PSVR 2 is not doing too well because first of all, it was too damn expensive. Tech is fantastic, but it was too expensive, and we all knew PSVR 2 was gonna fail. Okay.
The rent is too damn high.
First of all, it was the same price as originally it was a little bit higher than the console, and then they raised the price of the console to match PSVR 2. So think about it like this: you got a peripheral that's much more expensive than your console, and then you also decide to raise the price.
No, they didn't raise the console price because of the.
It was already $550.
No, it wasn't. It was $499.
No, it was $550 for the PSVR 2, and with the bundle, it was $600. Now, the console
it was $550.
No, the bundle was $600.
No, it was $550.
I got to correct you on this real quick, Dark. I got to correct. The PS5 went to $550 in the European countries. Yes, it did.
In European countries, but here
before the VR came out. No, here it did. Here it did. European countries, it went up.
In other European countries,
before the PS5, before the VR came out.
But what Viper's saying is he's basically saying that it went up because of the PSVR 2, and that's not the case.
No, listen to what I'm saying. They were going to release the PSVR at $550, and the PSVR bundle with Horizon Call of the Mountain was $600.
No, it's not.
It was more.
No, it's not.
Listen.
But it's not.
That's the wrong price. Dark is going America version. That's the thing.
You need to specify. You need to specify what you're talking about, because if you're going to the American version, you're wrong.
Yeah, it was always $500.
Let's go. This man said you ain't gonna give me much more PlayStation slander.
It's $550 for the bundle.
Here's the thing. No, the bundle is $600. Go look it up.
No, not in America. No, it was $550. Yes, it is. No, Piper.
No, $550.
It was $550 because they were going to sell me the God of War.
I'm the one that's supposed to be talking, and y'all supposed to have your microphones muted.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
I'm gonna call you out when you're wrong.
Let's go. Hey, this is GRG. We keep what we kill. If you don't come correct, we will keep what we kill.
We're about to find.
Go look it up. Look this shit up because $550 for the. Shut up, Sir X-Man. Listen, it is $550 for the damn PSVR 2 by itself. And with Call of the Mountain,
he's right.
$600.
He's right.
Yes,
he's right.
Shut the fuck
he's
up.
Right.
Damn.
He's right.
That man.
But the PS5 hardware didn't go up in price.
Yes, it did.
Here. No, it didn't.
Not
It's
in
still
America.
$4.99, dude.
Wait.
Not in America.
What's the only PS5 that you can buy? You can only find a freaking bundle with a game
No,
in it.
you
That's
can still buy. No, you can still buy the console without the games in it.
Bullshit.
You can still buy
buy
it.
the console
Yes,
by
you can.
itself.
Yes, you
No.
can, dude. I
You
am on direct
They are
PlayStation right now,
No,
and it's
they are-
$449.99. It's on sale
They are
just for the
purposely-
console.
Look, if you go to a damn store, they are purposely selling you the fucking bundle. They're not selling you the console by
Okay,
itself.
at a
They
store,
only
but
wanna
at
sell
their
you the
direct
bundle.
on their direct PlayStation right now, it's $449.99 for just the console. You don't get a game with it at all.
This
Sony didn't
version
want
or
that
for the
$4.99.
digital?
So
This
the
gonna
price
be-
the price of the
No,
game the
regular
price of the
one with
console
the
didn't go up. It only went up because it was a bundle. The bundle
Yeah.
made it
That's
have
right.
it have
That's so
a
they
price.
can purposely sell you only the bundle. They don't want to sell you
You
just
can
the
buy
damn
it without
console.
it being a bundle.
Exactly.
You can buy it without it being.
Okay,
No,
okay.
they
Let,
are
let,
pushing you.
let him continue, and then if he needs to be cooked, go ahead and cook him later. You know what I'm saying? But let the man have his
'cause
moment.
y'all ain't-
He's already been
You
cooked.
already told me that I was right. Shut the fuck up.
We didn't say you were right.
Yeah,
I didn't prove anything
that
that you were right.
You did say you was right, but now it's a different. But go ahead, continue, please.
Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, y'all.
I need a Tylenol now. I gotta go get a Tylenol.
Go take your medication. Oh, sorry, man. Shit. Anyway, so that's the PSVR situation right there. I was right, y'all was wrong. Anyway, let's move on. Next thing. You said it was all right. So the different topics that you were talking about. We were talking about the sales of the console, the monthly active users, the PSVR 2. What was the other one that you said came
At Evo, the USB port melting.
Melting shit.
Then the first party being delayed. Yeah.
So the melting of the freaking USB ports. I told you this big bitch was unstable.
Stop it.
First of all,
Stop.
No. We gonna talk some shit today. All
But
right.
be
Because first of all,
respectable.
why the hell do you need liquid fucking metal? And why do you need to not have consistent speeds of your CPU and GPU?
They already proved that the liquid metal isn't an issue. They already proved it. Plenty of people. You can look it up on YouTube, dude. I'm just saying you're giving out misinformation when you're wrong.
No
you are giving out misinformation.
Let me talk at this point.
You are, because you're saying the liquid metal is the reason why the console's
go.
overheating, and that's not the case.
I'm gonna let you finish because I'm gonna let you weigh yourself out because I'm talking. You're not supposed to be talking.
You're literally wearing yourself out just by talking like the way you are.
Quiet while you guys were talking.
He has been quiet while let him finish. Let him finish, and if you got a rebuttal, please, but let him finish because he hasn't had that much time to speak.
I'm going mute.
Anyway, like I was saying, you want to go back and forth between the different frequencies of your CPU and your GPU instead of having the consistent speeds like Xbox does. Xbox doesn't need liquid metal. Why the hell do you need liquid metal? Why you overclocking your CPU and your GPU? Okay, that right there lets me know that that they did not know how to engineer their console properly, and thus now we're finding out that it's burning up the USB ports. Oh wait, didn't
That's
we
not
also
why the
see?
USB ports are
Just shut up. Let me finish.
That's not why they're doing it.
Let me finish. Now, didn't you
completely
also
wrong.
see pictures? Shut the hell up. Didn't you also see pictures of PSVR controllers burning up too when they were being charged? When they were being plugged into the system, didn't you see the controllers being starting to get the melting aspect inside of the parts where they plugged it in? That's also too much shit going on with that system. They did not know how to engineer that thing properly. Thus, I can see why the stuff was happening at Evo. So, you know what? Sony, you fucked up again. Next thing. The next thing was let me go back to this. Okay, so the first party titles not coming out on time. Well, we can't blame COVID, can we now, huh? Now we're gonna start to blame the fact that you want to go to games as a service. You wanted to get the money that Microsoft was getting. You're starting to follow number 3, right? You're number 1, but you're following number 3. And now you bought a company that you decided, oh, we're gonna put you in charge of our games as a service. Oh, factions. That ain't gonna work. Put that back in the oven. Bungie is controlling all of your games as a service for first party. Is Destiny 2 failing right now? Because Bungie is starting to suck. And now you have them in charge of your games as a service? I can see why so many things are being pushed back right now. So now, Sony has gone in a bad direction. They don't know how to keep a stable environment for not only their developers, but also for the people who are getting their consoles. So I can see why so many people are saying, hey, be careful because Sony may become an app in the future. This console thing is not going to last for them much longer. So this is why you see the doom and gloom popping up, is because they're failing at every little point. Yes, they can lie and say that they're selling 40 million consoles. Oh, this and that. No. You're failing. And you're not being honest with your public. You're not being honest with your shareholders. Why do you think your stocks are falling? Because you're trying to keep shit quiet. You're trying to keep it under wraps, and you're not being transparent. So all of this stuff that's happening, this is Sony's fault. And in terms of King David, what he said, there ain't gonna be no PlayStation 6. I can see it. Okay, now you can talk.
Okay.
You're wrong about the liquid metal. There's proof out there that that people who aren't PlayStation fans, who aren't PlayStation enthusiasts, who have proved that the liquid metal isn't the issue. The issue with the USB ports is that there's no ventilation getting to those USB ports. So that's why there is a issue with those USB ports. It's poor engineering, yes, but to say that it's because of the liquid metal, that's not and it's not the heatsink either. It's just that the way that they position the fan on the PlayStation 5 isn't adequate with the way that they're trying to cool down the system. So it's just a matter of how they constructed that.
So when I say poor engineering, I'm also including the liquid metal in that, because
but you can't because that's not part of that has been proven that the liquid metal is not the cause of the issue of why the PlayStation 5 overheats or does certain things. It's because
the heat that's going to the front, Viper.
It's the heat that's going to the front and the back that's not getting any ventilation in those sections.
Because I told
but
people
when
you Viper, real quick.
But it's not the liquid metal, dude.
Right.
You're thinking it's the liquid metal, and it's not.
It's just bad design, pretty much.
You literally said because of the liquid metal. That's why the USB.
But it's not the liquid metal.
It's not because of the liquid metal.
Man, it's even before the other systems that did not use liquid metal, they were still having a problem with their HDMI ports coming loose. And I knew a lot of people, and I've been saying this to people for like a year and a half, but nobody listens to me.
But here's the thing: it's such a small minute of those consoles that are having those issues that people are blowing it out of proportion and making it into a bigger deal than
it was quite apparent.
It was big because of Evo. It's because of Evo. That's why it's such a prevalent thing.
But even the announcers at Evo were talking about it. That's how prevalent it was at Evo. Now, again, it may not be a large part or whatever. But we've been seeing that the console does get hot, and I think really what the question was, because this was a Sony event, why not have the newer PlayStations available instead of the old PlayStations? Because
that's the thing. It's the newer PlayStations that are doing that. It's older PlayStations because of the heatsink. The smaller heatsink that they put in the new PlayStations are making the console a lot hotter than what it needs to be, than what it actually is.
Because the newer ones are made of steel for the cooling, some type of steel. Aluminum. It's aluminum. But the older ones were made of copper, so they didn't heat up as bad.
They didn't heat up as bad.
Plus, you're using liquid metal along with that, which actually has to stay cooler. But Viper, it's not the liquid metal.
I never said it was the liquid metal.
Yes, you did,
though. You literally did. We can go back and say that you did.
Y'all just
discussion about it.
You literally said liquid metal was an issue.
Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. I know you need some help, but listen to the words coming out of my mouth. I mentioned liquid metal only because if you knew how to engineer your console properly, you wouldn't need liquid metal. If you overclocked your shit, that means you needed the liquid metal. You didn't account for all that stuff. They overclocked it. What if they had it at the speeds that they had it before, they wouldn't need the liquid metal. And the fact that they
needed the liquid metal because they overclocked it.
All right. Well, okay. No, y'all both listen. Enough. Okay.
Let it go.
Because El Boogie's not going to be here that long. We're not going to just keep it about just liquid goddamn metal. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on. All right, because I need to get back and try to finish Forspoken before this weekend. So, and I'm going to get there and get to it. So anyway, all right. So I didn't mean to cut you off and to finish it, but we're fixated on damn liquid metal, liquid cooling. We're done. All right, let's get to the next topic. In Viper, I'll let you go first.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, let him go first. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let him cook. But you know what I'm saying? But it's now got to a point to where now it's just repeat, rinse, repeat. Yeah, let's move on. The situation with Baldur's Gate 3, massive hit. Well, that's okay though. I mean, okay, good. Then you might keep your old ass quiet on this topic.
I'm cool.
But the thing here is with Baldur's Gate 3, right? Just came out people have been talking about this game for a while, and it was in beta on PC. I should have went ahead and picked it up then when it was cheaper, but regardless, I'll pick it up at some other time.
$30 or something like that.
It was like $30 then. I should have got it then. I knew
now
it.
It's
I knew
like
it.
70.
Son of a bitch. But yeah, so
man.
But now this game is killing it. It is also, I think that maybe El Boogie's over there playing it right now.
No, I wish.
No, you will.
I need my time, and I haven't been able to play it all week, man. I'm I'm fiending.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get you. We're gonna let you get on out of here pretty soon. But but my question is about this whole Game of the Year thing, and on top of that is where there was a and I know that you see me post it where there was a. I didn't post it out on Twitter. I just posted in the DMs where there was an article that was claiming it as a PlayStation RPG.
I did say that, yeah.
And going against Starfield.
Yeah, and that is like exclusive and all this other
that is
shit.
exclusive.
And I'm just like,
it just doesn't make
really
sense.
surprise you guys. Come on.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't surprise me because it's like, I don't know. It's just like, it'd be like the most random ass person will like throw out like some crazy shit and then people just like run with it, you know?
Right. It's pretty ridiculous. But Boogie, I'll go to you here right after I go to Viper. But
go ahead.
But I want to hear what Viper, your thoughts about this. How big is I mean, this game is definitely going to be nominated for Game of the Year. Could this game actually be the game since it's outscored Zelda? Like Zelda was pretty much a shoo-in to be the Game of the Year. Now we don't really know. So does Baldur's Gate have that? Is Starfield still in the running? Why is it that people are trying to claim this game to be a PlayStation game going against Starfield? Why is all that? Give me your thoughts.
once again, fanboys, media people who have their bias for PlayStation. The issue is this. Yes, there is a problem with the memory on Series S, and that's why this game is not coming out for Xbox right now. We understand that. So for them to say, oh, it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive. No, it's not. Don't even say that it's a PlayStation 5 console exclusive because it's not that either. Don't say that it's a timed exclusive because it's not that either. It came out on PC first, so it's on multiple platforms. So it is a multi-plat. They said that they're still working on the Xbox version because they need to get the kinks out. So it's a multi-plat. For anybody to say that it is a PlayStation 5 console exclusive or timed exclusive, you're full of shit. Plain and simple. So and here's the thing, most of you PlayStation only fans, you're not going to play this game. You're only saying all of this stuff because, oh, that's another L for Microsoft. That's another L for the Xbox. No, it's not an L. Basically, this is a independent studio that is making a game that, yes, they need more time and resources to do multiple versions of this game. They started off with the PC first because what do you develop on? A PC. So you're going to have the PC version first. And then they're going to release the PlayStation version, in September, right? Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay, so the
PlayStation
version is coming out on September 6th, which is the same time around Starfield. We're going to get to that in just a second. But the Xbox version of this game is coming out later on. And these people are coming by with the loud music. Hold on a second. Basically, you're going to have these PlayStation fanboys say some stupid shit because of the fact that they want to catch a win. This whole year, they've been catching L's. So at this point, they're going to say, oh, well, yeah, it's going to take on Starfield and it's going to beat out Starfield and be Game of the Year. Maybe, but it's still coming to Xbox. So what's the point? And you know what? Here's the thing. Are PlayStation fans going to be playing Baldur's Gate? Because right now, that's normally a PC game. So it's the PC fans that are enjoying this game. The PlayStation fans, they're probably not even going to spend 2 hours, not even 1 hour in this game. So they need to shut the hell up and, go back to playing Spider-Man, go back to playing God of War, go back to playing Horizon, Gran Turismo. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot you guys don't buy the exclusive titles. That's why you're not enough. That's why it's
you're
going
so
to PC.
messy. You're
but
messy.
Anyway, I'm done.
Oh my God.
Go ahead,
okay.
Boogie.
Oh my God. Let me read this super chats before Boogie, before you go get started, Boogie. Rain G4 said, so basically the PlayStation 5 is literally the hottest console. Rain.
He's messy.
Right.
He's always messy, though.
He is messy. You know what I'm saying? But he does drop some dimes. JD Gamer in the building, man. I really do appreciate it, man. He said the big beast is designed poorly, period. It's bigger, heavier, and overclocked. Now we have melting USB connections all over. Xbox isn't melting anything, which is very true. That big boy is not purring like a cat. You know what I'm saying?
Quiet. It's quiet.
Oh yeah, the Xbox is very, very quiet. Very quiet. Also, JD Gamer again said BG3 isn't Baldur's Gate 3 isn't a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and anyone saying it is just smoke some crack, maybe some meth too. Microsoft still needs to send the tech team to Larathan to fix the S version. I think they are working with the Larian. Yeah, Let Me Be Country. I
No.
Yeah, Let Me Be Country. Yeah, all the day, sucker. What's the name of the company again? Larian.
Larian, yeah.
Larian, okay. Yeah, let me be country, man. Larian, all right. That's my first time even mentioning their studio. I just say Baldur's Gate team. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, now here's some more. JD Gamer says the issue is PlayStation has no games. Oh my God, here it goes, reverse, and nothing that will score that high. But they need something to try and go against Starfield. Now, the one thing about it this year, no, they don't have anything. Even Spider-Man, no matter how good Spider-Man is, it just, I don't think it's going to be. It could be nominated, but it's not going to win.
Rated high, of course.
Hey, they are getting something. They're getting high in life and paying $70 for it.
We did get High on Life on the PlayStation.
Is that how much it is over there?
Yeah, it's $70. And it has the higher resolution, but it has the lower performance. Yeah. So and people are having problems with it. It's having problems out at launch. So
they ain't talking about that though, are they? Didn't have a problem on Xbox.
Nah,
did not have a single problem on Xbox.
Yeah, and so like Abacab said, yeah, they did send the tech team. They're working with the game. We're working with them now. So yeah, no, I knew that they did, but yeah, good for you to clarify, Abacab. All right, so L Boogie, this situation, with, everything that is just going on with Baldur's Gate. First off, I know you're
breaking up again, K-Mega.
Yeah, you botting pretty bad.
You're botting like crazy, dude.
Am I botting now? Still?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still botting.
You doing so good, bro.
Oh, I'm getting all types of.
Oh, there we go.
And
you good now?
Okay, am I good now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I had a whole bunch of pop-ins pop up.
Yeah. We know what it was. Okay.
Listen. Anyway, all right. Larian. Okay. Anyway, your thoughts about it. Tell us what you think about the game so far, because I know you've been playing it. I haven't got a chance to play it yet. And then could this game be game of the year?
Oh, for sure. But it's been in development for like years, and like I heard something like upwards 400 developers, like tons of money has been poured into it, so it should be right. Like it was even in beta for years, right? Like people have been playing this game already, like you said, right? Like you should have bought it already when it was $30, right? When it was in like the beta mode, right? But it's great. It's fun. I've never played a D&D. I've never played D&D at all. And I've kind of been getting out of my comfort zone this year with games and just trying new things. So even with Diablo, like I have never played a Diablo before. This was my first Diablo. I really enjoyed it. I don't enjoy the season, but that's another topic. This, I'm hopping into it. I totally love mythical adventures. I love that I get to make choices. This is like so my generation's bag, right? Because we grew up with Oregon Trail and shit like that, where, you know, you get to make choices, your decisions matter. Like the story actually changes with the decisions you make. So I love that type of stuff. And the dice rolling thing is kind of cool. Like I've gotten where I log in and I'm rolling 20s, you know, no problem getting people to do whatever the hell I want. And then all of a sudden I'm like rolling 2s and 4s and they're like, oh, well, that shit didn't work. So, so, you know, it'll just change the game. Like 2 days ago, right? So I told you I haven't really been able to play all week. And that's Wednesday I actually did play, but I call it a wash because I played for like 2 hours, right? And had to essentially reset my game because I made bad choices. So I had to go back to an old save because I made bad choices.
Man.
But the ability to be able to do that is awesome, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Because before you were just like, well, I fucked that up, so now my game is fucked, right? So sorry, can I curse like that?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. So so I love that aspect. It's just totally different. I'm still learning. Like I said, I'm a total noob. Who is it? Baron from level 1. He's like, he is my Sherpa right now. He's trying to guide me through things. So he knows this game much more than me. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it could be game of the year. It's definitely a contender, but so is Hogwarts. I mean, we got a lot of contenders. This year it's beefy.
It's very beefy. It's very beefy. I don't know. Well, so my last question to you on this one is okay. So do you feel Starfield has got the potential to be that game?
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
All right. Okay,
yeah,
all
because I think for one thing, I already enjoy Bethesda. I mean, I'm make it clear, I am biased, right? I have a Halo shirt on right now. Yeah. It's the summertime Halo shirt. So Xbox is my preferred platform, right? But also, even before they bought Bethesda, K Mega knows, I was at Bethesda booth. We were there. I love Bethesda games. Wolfenstein is one of my favorite Bethesda game, and I could see that gunplay. That gunplay is fucking Wolfenstein. Like, I cannot wait to get in there and to make guns and to shoot stuff, like, in space. Are you asleep, Sir X-Men?
No, I'm playing Vampire Survivors.
Sir X-Man has gone to the upper room, ladies and gentlemen.
Right?
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
I have
he's gone.
Yo, I was like, is my man good right here?
Let me pull out my.
I have 3 screens.
I
got
mean,
YouTube on one side. I got you sound.
He definitely
on the
looked
side,
like he was.
and I got Vampire Survivors.
Yeah,
in the
for
middle.
real. You look like you look.
He said that last week when I was on. I told him I'm playing Vampire Survivors. I want my 100 points for playing the game on PC.
Let Sir X-Man go to the upper room, to the gates. And then kick his ass back down where he belongs. Thank you, Lord. Okay, go ahead.
Whatever.
Yeah. I was worried. Okay, let's just leave it at that.
I'm good.
But
I'm playing a video game, Boogie.
In your mind?
No, I have
With your eyes closed?
I have 3 screens. Okay?
But your eyes were closed.
I'm looking
like your lids, your eyelids were closed.
I was talking to you guys. I would look up at the camera, but since the game is eye level because it's 3 screens, I'm looking at that to make sure I don't get killed in Vampire Survivors.
It looked like them eyes is looking downward because you was like this. I think you was about to do this, like
right
like this.
Right, followed up. Yeah,
that is my focus on the game. Look, dude.
Okay.
We thought you were going to the pearly gates, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
You lost a good one today.
I was about to turn into a vampire or something.
I ain't that lucky to die that quick. So let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're into D&D at all, or any of the Mythic Quest type games, yes, I know that's like a fake game, but you know what I mean, like mythical
kind of game
adventure. Yeah, right. Play it. Give it a try. If you want to wait until it goes on sale, you can do that too. On PC, it'll go on sale. It'll be on Xbox in a year, although I don't quite buy that bullshit with it not working on the S, just because you've had years. You've had years to figure it out on the S. Why now do you now need Xbox to come help you?
Very interesting. Very interesting point. So do you think that Sony gave him a little bit of extra bag so that game could really actually compete against Starfield, since Sony didn't have nothing in that time slot?
You have no idea, right? Because now that we've seen like some of the stuff that has come out, you're like, you never know. Like, I don't put nothing past no one anymore.
I figured out why it's getting delayed, but I will jump in on that later for a hot second.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm cool.
Okay, well, jump in since you've been jumping in all night, sucker.
Ain't that about a bunch of nothing?
Anyway, yeah, I'm saying the only time you didn't jump in is when my eyes was closed. You taking that nap.
I think.
Siesta.
I thought I was gonna have to wear all black next week just because you were going to
the. You know what? Both you guys get the treatment, all right? But nah, I think they pushed it back. Because Baldur Gate might be a good game. Mm-hmm. And I think the developers of Baldur Gate realize Sony really doesn't have anything right now. But Microsoft has 2 big hitters coming out. And I think they pushed it back for one, just to get the game a little bit better. But I didn't think they wanted to put Baldur's Gate against those big hitters this fall and winter that Microsoft has. So they mentally probably said, you know what, if we throw it on PlayStation, and I'm sure that's the way people think out here, they might be able to just capitalize on what they don't have and make some money because they know that that gamer war is out there.
Yeah, but how would that benefit them? I feel like Larian, the
People,
only way Larian would agree to something like that is if they got some money under the table and or got a guarantee for something down the line, right? And the reason why I say that is because software needs install base, right? They need to be able to sell as many units as possible to make money. So to cut off your right arm to only have the left one, it's just that doesn't make business sense.
I don't
Like
think they're
there's
cutting it
they
off
they need
like
something
that.
to supplement that.
I don't think that because they still got PC. Baldur Gate is going to be bigger on PC than it will ever be on console.
Right. But if you had the choice, right, to do PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, why would you choose to not do Xbox?
Because I think they know that those other games are coming free to Game Pass. And right now, I'm being honest. Right now, I don't think they're not ready. They're not ready to go against the juggernaut of Starfield
I
on
don't.
Xbox
Yeah, because
because
a little bit of sales is still sales.
Right. I don't
Because they
know
would have
about
had
that
a whole
sentiment.
month. They would have had a whole month before Starfield came off. Even if sales dipped, they still would have got something.
Good
when is Baldur
Xbox
Gate
maybe
coming
gave
out?
them an incentive. It's like, yeah, work on it, get it fixed, do what you have to do. And maybe Xbox were the ones was like, well, look, we really want to push Starfield. We know that we have this problems with the split screen situation with the S. But how about we sweeten the pot? Bring the game, you know what I'm saying? Take the time that you need to, and how about we give you a little extra money to put that in Game Pass next year? Could that
That
be a
might be
possibility?
possible. That might be possible because they'll be like, PS people will be pissed if they pay $70 for this game, then they find out it goes to Game Pass. It's going to be hatred no matter what happens.
There's not going to be enough PlayStation gamers out there to buy that game like that. They're not going
It's
to.
not their style of game.
They talk, and Dark. I know you agree with me on that. It's not going to move the needle on PlayStation like that. It will. The buzz will move. Will move some units, but that game is not going to sell like 5 million or 3 million. It's not going to do Final Fantasy 16 numbers in a week. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, because not even what do you even call it? What's that game people are playing now? The one that's almost like Baldur's Gate by Activision. Not even that really moved that
Diablo
Oh,
much.
you talking about Diablo?
Not even that
Diablo
really
4 is
moved that much
nothing
on
like
PlayStation.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. And Diablo sold amazing.
It's in that same isometric viewing, yes, but it's not anything
Not
like
the same
Baldur's
game.
Gate.
Yeah.
No, they're two different styles.
All right. So we'll just make this the last topic and then we'll get out of here. But Dark, what's your thoughts about this? Your initial thoughts about the whole about this game being potentially the game of the year, taking it over? Yeah.
I'm holding my judgment on it being game of the year until I actually play it. I don't ever think something's gonna be game of the year unless I play it.
Okay.
Like I honestly didn't even think Tears of the Kingdom was gonna be game of the year until I played it. I was just like, oh, okay, and I think the whole
Controller in my hand.
situation where people are kind of going about it as being like, oh, PlayStation, is getting a computer game basically because CRPG stands for computer role playing game. So that's what you're gonna get. Yes, you will be playing it with a controller, but you can also do that on PC. You can do that on the PC version of so it's crazy to think that people are actually gonna be going out in droves and buying this game on the console. Will I be buying it on console? Probably, yeah. Just because I'm more of I'm not a PC guy anyways. So I'll get it on console. And the funny thing about that is it's more expensive on console than it is on PC. It's $10 more on the console. So it's like okay. To Sir X-Men's point, I kind of agree a little bit on it, on what he was saying. I think it's a good. I don't think that the reason as to why they're doing it is that, but I think it's a good thing that they're waiting to bring out Baldur's Gate 3 onto Xbox, because Xbox has Starfield. They're gonna have Forza, Motorsport. They're gonna have so many other games that are gonna kind of overshadow that game in general at that point, that I think it's a good thing that those games that game's gonna come out later. Um, which I don't see that game coming out like 6 months from now or a year from now. I see that game coming out like within probably at the end of the year or the beginning of next year. And I also think that that game, I have a good feeling that that game will go into Game Pass Day as soon as this drops.
That would be very huge.
I just have a feeling that it will do that. I could be wrong, just a feeling.
Yeah.
It's just an opinion.
It could get Game of the Year, guys.
But it could get Game of the Year. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that it was Game of the Year.
And it won't be on Xbox till next year.
Now,
so
right now, the thing that I think is gonna be Game of the Year, it's really up in the air for me right now, because Hogwarts Legacy is one of my favorite games this year, and
that should be Game of the Year, though. That really should be.
Those two games have been phenomenal for me this year, so it's like it's hard. It's such a hard year to be like, what game's gonna get Game of the Year? I wouldn't be surprised if there's like 10 slots for Game of the Year at the VGAs. Like it wouldn't surprise me.
So they would bend their rules again. I mean,
honestly,
I
think he would bend his rule just because of the fantastic year that we've had this year. I mean, we've had so many games, dude. I mean,
I know, but still, follow your rules. That makes it more tantalizing. You know what I'm saying? I think that makes it more. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I know, but I mean, rules are meant to be broken, right?
How many times have Jeff Keighley changed the rules?
And he's changed the rules so many times.
Right.
I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's probably going to change it again this time around or whatever. But yeah, I think Baldur's Gate 3 getting the praise that it's getting all the the things that I look at, that it's getting, like, it has moments in there where you could kill somebody and then bring him back to life and then make them think that you rescued them. Like, to me, that's impressive, right? To me, that's impressive, especially, playing so many RPGs throughout my life. Being able to see something like that is a definitely true testament as to what a game can possibly be. So it's definitely I'm definitely excited to play it, but at the same time I'm also holding judgment on what where I'm gonna fall on how it's gonna in my term of Game of the Year for me.
Right. No, that makes sense. All right, Viper, go ahead and finish this off for tonight, man. Take us home. Your thoughts about Baldur's Gate 3 and I typed it in. John Wolf. Trey Payne 2. That's what's the gameplay that's right now. Game is crazy. It is super wild. But yeah. Unfortunately,
Trey
it's just
Payne 2 is on my wish list.
It's fire. Yeah.
Is that a PC game?
Yeah, that's a PC game.
Yes. And it's coming to console very soon.
Oh, that's good to know. All right.
If you look up, if you're on the Xbox or even on the PlayStation, look up Trepang 2. It'll show that it's coming to console, but they don't have a specific date.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah, this game is real fun to play. If you just want to play a wild shooter, this is definitely it.
Is
But
that
all right.
And
spaz gun?
the music is
That's a
extremely
spaz.
good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Spaz shotgun. That's nice, dude. I love that gun.
He's just waiting to see if you're gonna say anything else, or X-Man. Are you done?
No, I'm just looking at the gameplay. That spaz is a dope ass gun in the
Yeah,
game.
but he had a topic that he was trying to talk, so people can go and play their games and do other stuff and not go to sleep on the podcast.
I'm not going to sleep. I'm playing Vampire Controller.
Or
in
go
my
to the
hand.
Pearly Gates on a podcast because apparently he looked like he was dead. I mean, he looked like he was gone.
He was out of there. Oh man, okay, Viper.
I almost put sunglasses on because I was like about to tear up, man.
Would you
like,
tear
oh
up?
no, not the X-Men.
I was like I said, okay, he's quiet now. There you go, Viper. You can finish off. You can send us home. Go ahead, man.
All right, so Baldur's Gate 3. It's going to do great in terms of the PC crowd. I don't see too many of the console casuals playing this game, okay? If you're a D&D fan, you're going to buy this game, you're going to play it. You're probably going to play it just on PC. Probably not going to play it on console. Now, most people, like I said, is going to play on PC, and that's where they're going to get the most traction. Now, when it does come to console, especially on the Xbox, trust me, it'll be on Game Pass as well because Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, didn't they say that they're bringing that to Game Pass? Didn't they say they're bringing Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 to Game Pass?
Yes, they did. You're right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's already. Isn't it already on Game Pass? I'm finna check.
That's what I thought. I thought it was already there.
Not
but
really. No, it's not.
Okay. Okay.
But the fact is that once Baldur's Gate 3 hits Xbox, yes, you are right. It is coming to Game Pass probably day one. So, yeah, PlayStation fans, enjoy. Pay your $70. Enjoy. Other than that, I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Make sure you have your open carry on you because $13.98 at Walmart is fantastic. Yes.
Oh,
folding
man.
chairs folding chairs for only the people with melanin. Thank you very much. Other than that,
I'm just gonna buy a folding chair just to spite you.
Yeah, they've already got cops wearing the folding chairs, so it's like it's done.
They're sold out now, or
no, it's just like the joke is over. It's not funny anymore.
Oh, you don't think it's funny anymore? I love it. I've been watching it all week.
Because now you got cops and shit with folding chairs. It's
That is true. That is true.
Like wham wham.
Yeah. Okay. Let me read these super chats. JD Gamer. He said Larian would choose not to do Xbox because they don't want to go against Starfield, and Baldur's Gate 3 is mostly PC. Then more Xbox gamers are willing to play on PlayStation 5 versus PlayStation players willing to play on Xbox. They win. I don't know. I can't co-sign that one. I don't think that's the case. I think this might be part of it's the split screen aspect, and I think also because it is a small team. It's not a big major studio. And I think that's part of it. And I also believe that this game could easily be on Game Pass. Since the first two are, normally when you see these type of things, that means that the other game is going to come on Game Pass eventually. May not be day and date when it releases, but at some point that game is going to land on Game Pass, so they can have the trilogy there for the gamers. JD Gamer,
I don't think they're a small studio, only because there's like 450 people in their games, so they're not that small.
Okay, all right. What did you say? Mid-size?
Yeah, mid-size.
Okay. All right. JD Gamer again, man. Appreciate it, brother, man, for the support. He said the real question is, will Xbox show anything at the VGAs or will they do their own showcase? I don't care what Keighley does to piss off Phil, but we shall see. I think that Xbox will definitely show something at at the VGAs. I think that they got like I think now since they got all their kind of their ducks in a row now, I think that they have their four little things set up, right? Like you got starting off with the direct in January or early February. Then you go to what we call E3, which I miss E3. Please, E3, come back. Then Gamescom, and then the VGAs, and then they'll jump there and do an appearance at Tokyo Game Show, but it's not going to be on that magnitude of those four. I think that now they look at it as like we got four venues that we can use. Three of them, well, two of them is really like, I mean, Gamescom. PlayStation don't compete there. Nintendo don't compete there. That could be our deal going forward. The VGAs, every time that we throw something, it shocks the shit out of people. So there you go there. That's where the most eyes are going to be. And then, you know, you do your direct. That's your little small thing right there to show for what the smaller titles and everything else, the upcoming stuff that's going to drop coming up that year. And then, of course, you do your biggest showcase in June. I think that's perfect. Nobody should be asking for more, and nobody should be expecting less, in my opinion. Y'all agree?
I think what they're gonna do is
you don't agree with me,
they're gonna
El Boogie?
I said no.
Oh, you said no. Okay, I was like, what? Okay.
No, what I think they need to do at Jeff Keighley's show is announce Activision and all the games that are only coming to Xbox.
No, they're going to do that much earlier than that once this deal is over with. They're not. No. You need to go big at the VGAs. That's big, but that's not. Like
yeah, because I mean, they literally showed off their new console at the VGAs. Like they have to go big.
They got to go big.
To get anybody to grab, it's got to be something big, man. That's not big enough. I don't think that's big enough.
What was you going to say, Viper?
No, I was about to say that they are going to probably announce some type of maybe a new IP or maybe something that was supposed to go to PlayStation that's going to be now exclusive to Xbox at the VGS. You never know. They could do a carpet bomb of everything at the VGAs and just it'll be the Xbox's stuff instead of the PlayStation show.
Possibility. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here. I wanted to talk so bad about Killer Instinct, but we didn't have enough time. We was too busy talking about Liquid Metal. So
yeah, you know you're not getting the Killer Instinct.
Yeah, no. Well, you said I'm not.
I mean, you're not gonna get a new one, but
not for a while.
Yeah, not for a while.
Hey, that's bad talk.
But the question, what the great news is that there is a new Killer Instinct dropping. This is just going to tie us over for a few years. They already announced, Iron Galaxy already announced that they're hiring for a project. And then also the lead guy from Killer Instinct said, look, we'll be working on Killer Instinct for the next 10 years. When he said that at EVO. And so, I love it. I love it. Killer Instinct 2, here we go.
Boogie?
They're not going to get a game for 5 years.
Oh,
see that?
Okay.
That could be a launched title for the new Xbox going forward. I can see that.
Which is
2028.
5 years is halfway point of 10. So
if you're talking about 2028, that's like what 15 years since the launch of Killer Instinct. That's a long time, dude.
I mean, listen, they got their studio. They're going to add more characters to Killer Instinct 2013. They're going to make sure it keeps it right and everything like that. So it's not a big deal. I'm with it.
There's going to be more seasons. There's going to be more seasons to this Killer Instinct. And then once this console generation is over, that's when they're going to probably drop the newer Killer Instinct. Probably, I don't know, maybe using Unreal Engine 5 or Unreal Engine 6 whenever that pops up. But they might be using that on the next generation.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. But anyway, all right, we'll save it for tomorrow. I mean, for next week. We'll talk about some Killer Instinct. I'll sneak it in. I'll probably start it off with it so I can get y'all upset. And maybe say, the new word, liquid cooling.
Oh, man.
Liquid metal, liquid cooling, all that.
Not liquid cooling.
Thank you for coming through, man. It's always a treat. And now you're free to get on to some of that greatness over there on PC. Or do you got on PlayStation 5? Where you got it at?
No, my kid actually took my PS5.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's PC life. I got you.
Yeah, because there's not much for me to play.
Throwing that shit.
I'm just saying. I mean, yeah. I gotta go back to Forspoken, but there's I don't know, there's new stuff that keeps coming out and keeps drawing me to that. So yeah, there hasn't been a dry spell for me to even want to go back, and there's been nothing new for PlayStation for me to want to turn it back on. So,
and she'll be playing Starfield on PC, so she won't care after that.
I'll be
playing Starfield everywhere. I'm gonna be playing Starfield on my Steam Deck, on my TV, on my tablet. I'm gonna be playing everywhere. I will be at PAX, by the way. If you're gonna be at PAX, come see me. The ladies at GWG are gonna be doing it big out there. Big announcement next week. So if you be at PAX, I'll be there, and I'm gonna be playing Starfield on my tablet.
Let's go. Unfortunately, I'll be on vacation when Starfield and Mortal Kombat drops, but you know what? It'll be waiting for me when I come back home. So unless I get eaten by a jaguar or puma in Mexico, or a big whale just come out and just sink the ship or something, I don't know.
It is possible.
Hey, all you gotta do is bring a tablet and a controller, dude, and you can play Starfield on the boat.
You know what?
The boat internet is
yeah, I've heard it's trash.
It's trash.
Okay.
I don't have a problem streaming games.
It's trash and it's expensive. It's expensive more than $13 every minute or something like that shit.
It's not every minute, but it's expensive.
All right, like I said, I'll be playing Starfield when I get back. Anyway, where can they find you at, young lady?
All right, you can find me on Twitter. I am LBoogie0208 pretty much everywhere. That's my gamer tag if you want to follow me there as well. I am on Twitter, on Threads, most social places. Like I said, we have a show tomorrow. It's at a later time, 2:30 Eastern, on GWG Podcast on YouTube. And yeah, we'll be at PAX at the end of the month. I can't wait for that. I'm so ready to get back into a convention. It's not funny.
Yeah, I did miss it. I was ready. And then when it didn't happen, I was like, well, might as well go somewhere. So that's what's going on. But I will eventually have to go to Evo, and I'm going to go to a PAX eventually. Just because. But good stuff. Well, thank you for coming on through.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, no problem. Now we'll go on to Viper, man. Get you on out of here, man. You was hot earlier, man. You sound like you was spitting. Oh, look at that, man.
I don't think I've ever heard him swear that much.
Yeah, man. Now look at what is that, man? I hope that's
he's got the glorious Sonic. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, how did you notice that? Huh?
Absolutely, man. I love Sonic, dude. Sonic's got some good stuff.
They do.
But
where can they find you at, brother?
You can find me. I don't know where you can find me because I'm all over the place. So, but no, I mean, on Xbox it's RG Viper X. On PC, same thing for Steam. I'm possibly going to get a ROG Ally for my birthday in October. So, unless somebody wants to gift me a ROG Ally, that would be kind of fun, you know.
When is your birthday?
The 2nd of October.
Okay. All right. So put that out there. Put that in the wind. Let people know. You know what I'm saying? Viper's birthday is on the 2nd. You know what I'm saying, man? Hook brother up. You know what I'm saying? Let him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe give him a new attitude and a ROG Ally.
No, the attitude's gonna stay the same. Attitude's gonna stay the same.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm gonna still be messy. I'm gonna still be Darth Viperus, the venomous viper, spitting that rat venom.
Let's go.
Other than that, it was a good show, Boogie. It was nice to meet you. And and hopefully we can have some more of you coming up on some future shows.
Yeah, awesome.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he sound like he's shooting his shot over there, gentlemen.
No, I don't need to.
Said, like,
No,
you come
no.
on through before the show.
No. See what I like. No, what I like what we're doing this whole month, K Mega.
Yes.
Make sure that you're highlighting women gamers,
I am.
women content creators. This is what needs to happen in this community. You can't just eliminate one subsect of this community. You have to have it all inclusive.
48%, I think. Yeah, getting closer to 49, I think, or
It needs to be 50-50. That, I mean, the fact is that we need to showcase more.
I prefer 70-20. I like being around more women than I do old nasty ass men. But regardless, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And what I'll say to what you're saying, because I appreciate you calling this out right here, is remember to give us the same support you give the guys.
Exactly.
Okay? Mm-hmm. You know, because we do see that there's a difference, right?
Oh yeah, there is.
You know, we don't see the same support given to to us that we see given to, you know, some of our male counterparts. And it's no shade. It's just we'll see people who say, "Oh, we support you, we support you, we support you," but is it really that you support us, or you kind of support us? You know, so just if you're gonna support, ladies, you know, do it 100%. You know.
No doubt.
Some of these guys don't need that.
100%. Yeah.
No, I totally agree. Totally agree. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, but that's why I like always from the day that I started GRG, I always wanted to make sure that I was representing women, especially women of color on, and it doesn't, I mean, just women in general, but I just felt that there was not enough women of color representation in any podcast, you know, so, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel that it's just good. I love to sit there and interact. I mean, sometimes I just get in my own zone and don't want to be asking anybody for nothing, you know what I'm saying? Just because, but no, I always appreciate when you ladies, you know, do y'all's thing. You know, I can't be more happier than what y'all doing over there. Y'all doing big things. And for anybody else that's been on this podcast and who's never been on this podcast, I love seeing women gamers. Like, I mean, going from coming up in the 70s. Well, you know, I was a kid in the 70s and in the early 80s, but in the 90s especially, the women weren't into gaming like that, like they are now. This is beautiful. I love it. Every time I see a woman showing a controller of any kind, that shit makes me excited. Like, woo, I'm finna go ahead and go holler at my wife, and then she's not a gamer, but it's all good. But yeah, no, thank you so much. All right, man. Dark Optimus, man, you'll be in some kind of smut PlayStation DM over here trying to explain yourself while you was making sense, but that's okay, man. Where can I find you at, though, brother?
We all know K Mega uses me for a quota.
I do. I do. This contract right here, buddy.
No, it's you know, you guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name. I will also be on Gaming Beyond the Box on Sunday with the good old Wilmy Hood. So tune into that.
Oh yeah, he's always fun to be on with. Oh, that was fun. I remember that.
Keep your mouth shut, damn it. El Boogie, it's a pleasure having you on the GRG podcast. Absolutely would love to have you back on here. And as always, K Mega, it's always a blast podcasting with you, brother.
Oh man, it's always a pleasure, no doubt about it. Yeah, just we didn't have him solo here, but it's been great.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
When he says he wants to see her back, so he's not shooting his shot. Oh, I see how this is now.
I'm the quota, man. I'm the quota, dude. You know this already.
Yeah, little Boogie, it was good to see him. Glad to see you more often. Like,
yeah, see, if I would have said it like that, then it would have been.
Let you come, but I mean, can we do this off the show? Like, I mean, anyway, all right, man. Oh shit! All right, and last but not least, man, we got our brother. We got our elder statesman that's looking up at the sky. I don't know. His eyes roll back. Is his eyes rolling back? Is he looking to the heavens? Is he calling the Lord home? Oh, okay.
No, I gave him some medication, so that's why his eyes are rolling back.
We should have gave that medication to him about 2
for
hours
the
ago,
enema
so
that you
his
gave
ass could
him.
go
Okay,
sleep.
that makes sense.
Oh,
I'm lounging back in my racing seat. What's wrong with that?
Sucker, let's get out of here. Go ahead. Where can they find you at?
Really? Really though? Seriously? Boogie, good to have you here. Good time. Interacting with you for the first time, even though we've known each other for a minute in chats and stuff.
Yeah.
But please forgive Viper and his vulgarness. Please forgive K Mega and his Wearenthal attitude. And Dark, I ain't got nothing for him.
Thanks.
Please forgive.
Everybody was great. Everybody was great. Yeah.
Hope you can be here again to just have some crazy conversation with us and just have some fun talking about gaming and what's going on in the world of gaming.
See, I gotta get my girl Sharice on here, man, so I can get her.
Man,
get her back on because she was getting a little messy the last time she was on. Yeah.
You know how GRG work. That's why.
And then I gotta hit a floor hugger again. Oh my God, I might let her host the show. She's got the sexiest voice out of boy. I'm just sitting here and just observe, listen. Anyway, shout out to floor hugger.
You know, if Lady Infamous,
I mean,
she gonna overtalk
any voice.
You already know
from a woman would be better than your K Mega. So
listen, my voice is milky past the cereal, motherfucker.
It's not.
Let's get out of here. I'm getting out of here. Thank you. Go play your games. Enjoy yourself. It's Friday night. It's still early. If you're hitting the spots, go hit them up. Protect yourself though. And remember, I gotta live through y'all. So if y'all do the damn thing, if your Mac game ain't as bad as my brother Viper, go ahead and do that pants off, dance off. We out here, baby. We out. Go. Yo.
Hey, thanks for checking out the GRG podcast. All your gaming news and our special topic of the week. Make sure to join us every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. This was the GRG podcast.